Hi, welcome to Bruce's Garage. I'm Bruce, and this is my garage. Today I get to play with diamonds. That's right, nano diamonds. So microscopic diamond particles that are in Diamond Protect's Diamond Body 36 coatings. So we're going to apply a coating to this vehicle that's made from nanodiamonds. Now, I've never applied a coating that had nanodiamonds, and I'm learning about them and what makes them different than the traditional ceramic coating. So we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive right into the application process. So come on in and let's have some fun. So the process for applying Diamond Body 36, or I should say really preparing to apply Diamond Body 36, it's the same thing you would typically use with any coating. So we did a full wash on the vehicle, did a chemical and mechanical decontamination. So that's iron remover and a clay towel or clay bar. And then after the vehicle is all clean, I went ahead and polished this vehicle. Remember, you don't have to polish. The purpose of polishing, of course, is a paint enhancement or correcting the paint. In other words, removing scratches or swirls or making those swirls and scratches less noticeable, as well as elevating the gloss. Now, I'll show you some before and after photos of this vehicle. You can clearly see the difference. It's shimmering right now after being polished. It looks like a totally different vehicle. So I cannot wait to get this coating on because I know this coating is going to elevate the appearance even more. So once all of that is done, we go into the panel prep or preparing the surface to accept the coating. And remember, that is done to remove any remaining oils from the polish that was used. So in this case, we're using Diamond Body Prep. Now, the cool thing I like about Diamond Protect is when you buy the kit, and you can buy the coatings themselves, you can buy the prep separate, but you can also buy the kit. So I have the Diamond Body 36 kit, which I want to thank Diamond Protect for sending me as a sample at no cost. But again, there's no expectation. They don't know what I'm going to say about it. They just sent it to me. They gave me a lot of instructions and a lot of support along the way in case I had questions or wanted to understand the coatings. So I appreciate the support that they've provided. But that's all they've done. And again, there's no expectations of the video or anything of that nature, no other compensation. I just want you to know that up front. Now, a couple things that I think are really important that they emphasized. You have to use their prep. So they said their technology is different. Don't use another prep spray. I typically, as you probably know, always use the brand of prep from the same brand that I'm going to use for the coating. So in this case, because it came in the kit anyway, it's awesome. So I'm going to be using Diamond Body Prep. I've got a low nap towel that I'm going to use. This is Rag Company's Rip and Rag Ultra XL, which I love for coatings in general. The Diamond Body kit is pretty neat because it comes with all sorts of things. So it came with an applicator, it came with a microfiber, it came with a coating, the prep, gloves. So all those things came in the package as well. There's one microfiber towel in there, so I'm saving that for the coating itself. But we're going to just, Diamond Body Prep comes with a little sprayer and the bottle. This is a 100 ml bottle, and they told me this should go through about 2 cars. So you don't need a lot of Diamond Body Prep. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up, and then I'm going to start just prepping the surface and do that to all the painted surfaces. And then we're going to be ready to apply the coating. All right, so the instructions for the prep are pretty simple. Shake the bottle, spray onto the surface, and wipe. That's all there is to the prep. So I'm going to continue to prep the surface here for the coating. And I'm going to do this on all the painted surfaces. Now with the Diamond Body 36, one difference is they say do not apply to glass. So that is a bit different. Now they have glass coatings, but they specifically say you do not apply this coating to any glass surface. So we're not going to do the glass, strictly do the painted surfaces today. Okay, so for reference purposes, the garage right now is 70 degrees, 56% humidity. So that will give us just a reference point. Remember, if you're in an environment with higher temperature, higher humidity, flash time will be quicker. Got about 15 drops we're going to apply on here. Hard to count, but I'm going to get this pad fairly saturated. I will replace the cap. And we apply this in a cross-hatch pattern. So basically, I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to go straight down to here. I'm going to box it in. All right, this is starting to haze up a bit, so I am going to go ahead and level this. Yeah, this is really, really smooth. So there's no grab on here at all, which is exactly what you want. If it was really still wet, I would feel a grab, and I don't feel that on here at all. I feel very slick. My microfiber is really dry. I'm going to take my second one and just level and make sure there's no high spots here. And again, part of this is just overlapping a little bit to make sure that I don't miss areas. That looks really nice. Again, I'm going to box in the area here. Going to cross hatch. So you don't want to get messed up and forget, I forgot to coat half the hood, or I only coated part of the roof, or I coated this area twice. So you want to have a method. I'm starting on the hood here because it's easy to show you, and then I'm going to move to other parts of the vehicle. And I did set a timer for 3 minutes. I think we were at 3 minutes 40 seconds, but I did a 3-minute timer, which will give me just that double check to make sure to see how the coating is going. Again, conditions can change in your garage. You do want to coat this in a controlled environment, so you do want to be inside. You don't want to be doing this out in the sun or outside. Okay, so we are a little bit over 3 minutes. Looks like the coating is really at that haze kind of stage. And now I can level. And remember, I went all the way across here on the front. And then I can see where I went all the way over here, but I'm overlapping as I am leveling. The overlap is really where you can get some high spots, because if you miss them, they can then, it's a missed area for the coating, and it becomes noticeable. If you do find a high spot while you're coating or shortly thereafter, usually that can be corrected by simply applying coating to that area and then re-leveling. I like the 2-towel method because it just makes sure that I don't miss any areas and level it. This coating also has a short cure time, so it will be cured in 1 hour after application. It can get wet at that point. However, you should not wash the vehicle with chemicals for about 3 weeks. So that's a little bit longer where they advise don't use chemicals, but it can get wet after an hour. All right, we have a nice haze here, so we're ready to level this coating. It's a very easy wipe off, very slick. I like to make sure again that I'm overlapping all the areas, and I'm going to use my second towel. Beautiful. I'm going to keep applying. I'm going to move up to the roof, and then I'll work my way around the vehicle. And I'm shaking this bottle every time that I am getting ready to apply. I want to make sure that the chemical is mixed appropriately. And now I'm over here to the roof. I am doing fairly small sections. I could be doing larger sections, I think, or repeatedly, because now that I know the flash time, because this has a longer flash time, it means you could coat more areas as long as you're remembering where you're coating. I tend to just go a little bit slower, one for video, but also just to be very methodical in my application. I'm going to go ahead and apply this pillar as well. Back to the same spot here. All right, we are ready to level this. I went ahead and did another part of the roof off camera just to get that ready. Okay, so the last step in the process after we've applied Diamond Body 36 is to apply Diamond Quick Body. Diamond Quick Body is an SiO2 hybrid coating that's sprayable. And so it's recommended for best results that as soon as you're done with Diamond Body 36, you apply Quick Body. Quick Body is very simple to apply. Spray it onto the surface, and immediately wipe with a dry microfiber. Couple things I noticed when using Quick Body. Number one, because it's spray, you're spraying on the surface, it's very easy to get overspray and miss something, which will result in a high spot. So if you're going to spray it on the surface as recommended, just make sure you're paying attention to where all those droplets are going and completely wiping dry. You will need to flip your microfiber several times so it stays dry. So honestly, I found applying Diamond Quick Body a little bit harder. This is kind of crazy, but a little bit harder than Diamond Body 36. And the reason again is the risk of overspray, and that because it is wet on the surface and you don't really allow it to flash, you have to flip your microfiber and you have to make sure that the surface is dry or you will get high spots. I did notice an increase in gloss. Believe it or not, it was already pretty glossy. I think Quick Body adds some gloss. It's supposed to add some additional hydrophobics, which we'll check out here shortly. So that's my advice there. I want to share with you also just some other facts about Diamond Body 36. Okay, let's take a quick look at the hydrophobics of Diamond Body 36. So it's been over an hour since we applied it, and again, it can get wet after an hour. So here we go. Pretty good beating there. You can see it sheets off pretty quick. It's not bad. I've seen better. I will say that. I have seen better. But it is sheeting off pretty quick. The beads are, it's kind of drying itself, and we'll do a quick dry on that. But overall, I think that's reasonable for the coating. Again, it's only been an hour and a half or so. So the fact that we can even test it is pretty good. Well, I hope this has been really informative for you about Diamond Body 36. First time for me using a nano diamond coating, and first time using anything from Diamond ProTech. Let me give you some of my impressions. Preparation for a coating is no different than with any other coating. So there's some work involved. And remember, usually the best coating durability, the best coating appearance is somewhat relational to your preparation process. So if you don't have a surface that's prepared to accept a coating, if you haven't paint corrected enough to get some nice gloss, then of course the impact from a coating isn't going to be as profound. In this case, I feel like I did a pretty good polish. It was not a super heavy paint correction, but it was sufficient enough to give some gloss and remove some of the surface level defects from the paint. I will tell you, when you look at the before and after, it's night and day difference. Some of that is just around cleaning the vehicle, and some of it is around polishing, and some of it is around the coating. The coating did add some saturation, deep enrichment of the color. Very clear. It added slickness to the surface. So for those qualities, got to give it, thumbs up on that. The hydrophobics at the end, I was not super impressed with. They were decent, but not overwhelmingly fantastic. Now, again, keep in mind, this was about an hour and a half after application. The coating can get wet after an hour, so felt like I was safe to do that. But it's going to continue to cure given the fact that the manufacturer doesn't recommend washing the vehicle with chemicals for 3 weeks. So I don't want to draw too heavy of a conclusion based on the hydrophobics, but wanted you to be aware of my impression and my honest perception of it, as well as, not to like draw too much of a conclusion in that short of period of time. The other thing I will say is the application process of Diamond Body 36 was pretty simple, not a big deal. A long flash time, which if you like that is great, allows you to work on multiple parts of the vehicle and just keep moving forward. The Diamond Quick Body spray, I definitely felt an increase of slickness and even some gloss after I applied that on top of Diamond Body 36. But I will tell you, you got to be careful with the Quick Body because, again, it's a spray. It's a very fine mist spray. And I noticed a lot of spray particles going all over. So I had to be really careful when wiping to make sure that I leveled it appropriately because it will leave a high spot just like any other coating. So that was actually a little bit, if you can say, harder to apply. It's not hard. It just means you got to pay more attention. So I've got links to all the products in the video description below. You can buy Diamond Body and Diamond Protect products on Amazon, which I've got links for. You can also buy it at the Rag Company or direct from Diamond Protect. So I've enjoyed bringing you a different coating to look at. I've enjoyed working with it, and it's been fun to try different coatings. Please give me a thumbs up if it was helpful or if you enjoyed it. And of course, if you're not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe and catch some other content that I have coming in the future, as well as, please, I got a whole playlist on ceramic coating. Lots of things for you to look at on the site, on my channel, and I appreciate your time very much. Just remember, go out into your garage and have some fun detailing. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.